Hi, my name is LaQuanda Jefferson. Thank you so much for tuning in to Doc LQJ Speaks. This particular segment is going to focus on empowering you guys with insight and knowledge and an intimate understanding of anxiety and panic disorders. So the basically the best place to start is going to be with the structure and function of the human brain. Okay, so inside of your brain are this amazing set of organs called the amygdala. Now, your amygdala works as a filter or a thermostat it's probably a really good way of explaining it as far as like conceptualizing and kind of comparing the two. So a thermostat normally it regulates temperature, right? So the amygdala regulates anxiety. That is normally a response to life stressors or lack thereof. So as it filters this, it's filtering it for your unsubconscious mind, because the amygdala, although it filters and it regulates anxiety, is responsible for regulating other areas, other very important functions as well that are affiliated with your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is where pretty much all of our bodily functioning, motor skills, and those types of things are, pretty much introduced to our bodies. So those are our innate thoughts or natural thoughts and processes of the human body. So in trying to gain an understanding of how the amygdala works to regulate this anxiety level, I'll give you guys a really good definition or example, should I say. If you are being chased by a wild animal and you have absolutely, even if you did have some way to defend yourself, but the moment that you notice that you're being chased or hunted down by a wild animal or something, your brain sends all sorts of response triggers through that wonderful thermostat, which is your amygdala, that activates some of your basic and instinctive reactions to high stress moments. So at this point, your unsubconscious mind takes over. Oftentimes, the unsubconscious mind is referred to as your reptilian brain, because this is what was used during the caveman days for man to respond to immediate threats or prominent threats, imminent threats, or danger to their lives. So, in understanding that piece, the idea is to maintain the level of normal. So here is normal. The lever tweaks this way, and now you're at high anxiety. This way, it's low anxiety. So it's under the normal peak. So what we want to do is be here. Want to be level. And the way to level that out is not to tell a person going through an anxiety or a panic attack where their unsubconscious mind has taken over to calm down, quiet your mind. Because that's the whole idea of the unsubconscious mind taking over, right? So now you have no subconscious or conscientious way of controlling that. The idea and the best way to control panic attacks or anxiety attacks and disorders is to retrain your brain's response mechanism to high anxiety moments. Or should I say, what calls for high anxiety? Okay, or what calls for a high level of stress and reactivity. So what I've learned in my practice with my clients and personal life and people that I know personally who struggle with anxiety and panic attack disorder, one and the same, these people can benefit greatly from dialectical behavioral therapy. It's otherwise known as DBT or CBT. These measures retrain our cognitive senses in our brain. It retrains the way that we respond. It retrains the way that we react. It retrains the way that we think in general. And the idea is to have a proper level of distress management. So just so you know, and just so you go out there equipped, empowered, and ready to take on the world of anxiety and panic attacks and disorders, once a person is having a panic attack, once a person is struggling with high levels of anxiety, they can't control it. So the best thing for you to do is to be there and allow them time to simply breathe. Because a person that is experiencing a panic attack or anxiety attack, they oftentimes can't breathe. You may notice that they become sweaty. The palms will become sweaty, rapid breathing, and almost like your airway may close or feel like it's closing. These things make it very difficult for a person to function properly. So what has to happen is the retraining the brain piece. Because although self-talk and motivational talk from the outside may help, sometimes the best thing to do is just lend a hand, rub their backs in a circular motion, and let them process and go through that piece. Because essentially what needs to happen is that retraining the brain. Your brain is an amazing element, and it's constantly learning things. Your brain has the ability to continue to learn and soak in knowledge and retrain and reframe the way it thinks over time. And to be honest, when we don't exercise our brain's ability to reestablish new rules or to establish new principles and dynamics in our lives, we start to lose very, very important brain tissue. So those of us who continuously learn throughout our lives, throughout the life cycle, will have a healthier brain than those who don't. So get out there and learn something new. Learn new distress management skills and learn how to train your brain to conquer panic attack and anxiety disorder. Okay? So I hope that I've given you guys some really, really helpful insight. If you have any more questions, you can always comment below. And when I get the comments, normally I am responsive within 24 to 48 hours. That's pretty much all that I have. Of course, I do have a very detailed video that outlines the process of panic disorder and anxiety. But this one is just a simple video to raise a little bit of awareness and to give you guys tips on how to deal and help a person going through and coping with anxiety disorder. Okay, so that's all I've got. You guys have an amazing day and go out there, pay it forward, take on to the world with like a serious grasp and change something today, starting with you. Okay?